All right, we're back, and as you can see, the interior of the house is fairly nice. I would say it's beautiful on this side. We're pretty proud of the house, so I love it. We love being out here in Colorado. Um, and the truth is, we didn't have to do too much to this house. We didn't have to do too much. It was more the process of going through and then gaining the knowledge on how to go about doing what I would call a short sale. So, um, for us, the simple thing was, again, it was a short sale. Again, my name is Mark Smith, and I specialize in distressed assets. I'm able to get foreclosures, bankruptcies, whether they're commercial, residential in nature. Usually we get pretty good deals on that, judging exactly what I said about the houses to the left and to the right from us. And so real quickly, the steps we took to get this house, and each step has its own process in it, and that's equivalent to the Empower Network process. And me being only a second day guy, I got all in, which was super important, I think, because I saw where this thing could lead. But at the same point, I've got very little online experience. I've probably redid this camera thing probably 5 times. People that know me and see me on the blog are going to be able to tell you, yeah, Mark, he's not the best with online, with the computers and everything else. But I'm working and I'm trying towards it, and we'll get better. So, real quickly, the steps that we took. Number one was we drove by the house, we found it. It looked like your typical foreclosure from the outside. I mean, the bones looked great, but the weeds were waist high, and it had that abandoned look about it, like most foreclosures that you drive up on. So, step two was, once we found the house, once I saw what it looked like, I had to find the owners of the house. So I went and found the owners, which was another process that I can tell you about later. These are really quick steps. I just wanted to do the blog for today, the online or the video portion of the blog that we've been talking about, because I think it tells a little bit about us, a little bit about me. So we found the house. I had to find the buyers. That was another process of getting them to understand that they still own this house, even though they left it. They left this house 2 years ago. They hadn't made a payment in 4 years, and the bank hadn't done anything on this house. And this is a very nice neighborhood, but they hadn't done anything for 4 years. And so once I developed some rapport with the buyers, because I basically hounded them every day until they started answering my calls, I had to convince them that they still owned it and that it was okay for them to sell it to me. Now, in the beginning, they all said, yes, just get this thing out of my hair. I don't want anything to do with this thing anymore. And that's why I walked away from it a couple of years ago. And so I said, well, that's great. That should be easy. Well, here's a contract. I want to buy the house for $375,000. Woo, right? Then the question started. Well, I paid almost $600,000 for this. Why are you trying to get to buy it for $375,000? And it's worth more than that. And we had to take a step back. I had to go back and say, well, didn't you just walk away from this? This was worthless to you before, and now all of a sudden they were worried about what we were purchasing it. So it took me a couple times to get through that. That was another process. Once we finally got them through that, then I submitted the offer to the bank. And of course the bank, there were a couple loans with this. I won't mention the bank. I'm not big on banks right now and their process of what's going on in the foreclosure world. But they didn't want to agree with the price at first, even though they had left this thing and it was of no value to them for 4 years, right? And so it's kind of frustrating when you have to work through some of these difficulties, but when you're trying to get through them, when people perceive nothing as of value to them, all of a sudden when another guy steps in and says, hey, it's of value to me, it's hard to close the deal still. So I had to work with the bank to close this deal. And then the moment when they finally accepted my offer, we immediately closed. When you get a ready, willing, and able buyer, you close on them right away as soon as you can. So we closed right away, and then we spent the extra time to fix it up. We spent a month fixing up the house the way we wanted to before we moved in. But it took me a year and 2 months. That whole process that I said, step one, step two, really quickly go through, it took us a year and 2 months to work through that. So it sounds easy. Foreclosures sound really easy, like you can get a deal. Oh, I want to find a deal here, and I want to move into it in 30 days, and then maybe I'll want to flip it or I'll keep it. But if I flip it, I want to make $70,000, $80,000 a pop on these things, and that's what I want to do. And so people that meet me, when I tell them what I do, and we go through something that fast, and I say, yeah, I bought this house and I flipped it, or I bought this house and I moved into it for a couple $100,000 less than my neighbors, they think it's an easy process, and nothing's easy. And so I also say that to say that I don't believe Empower Network is an easy, it's going to take me a while to understand that. Like I can do the foreclosures, I make offers on properties every day, I do that, and I do it in my sleep. It's easy. I can do it, I spend a couple hours a day doing that and living that entrepreneurial lifestyle. I'm fascinated by Empower Network right now, and I've been spending hours the last few days. It took me 5 days of me researching before I decided I would even try it because I want to look goofy enough to do that. And then I spent the last couple days, once I finally got all in, when I got over all that nervousness, decided I was going to do it. Now I've been spending hours trying to catch up. But again, I'm not an online guy. I've never done any online marketing, but I see the potential in this helping my real estate business as well as helping many people, other people that I know that their complaint is that they don't have a job in the marketplace or something that they could do, or that they could never go back to corporate America in their 40s. They can't get paid what they need to support a family. All those things I think that Empower Network can provide for you. For me, I think it's going to provide me extra income, and I'm still going to stay in the real estate market. So stay tuned as I do more of these online things, and hopefully I get a little bit better. But this is the first one, so just bear with me. Thanks.